The post-war American landscape changed the American doll industry completely. It gave birth to toys like Barbie, who became an international symbol of American culture and beauty standards. The Barbie doll took the entire American society by storm and left an indelible mark on global beauty standards. Touted as every girl's best friend, its advertising campaign presented it as something to aspire to. And why wouldn't every girl want to aspire to such perfection? The first three-dimensional fashion doll arrived on the scene with a bang and broke the shackles America's children were imprisoned by. The shackles presented by the limitation of choices to baby dolls or paper dolls little girls had to contend themselves with. While the baby dolls were mere tools of a patriarchal society to shape young girls into their roles of mothers, two-dimensional paper dolls provided very limited opportunities to unleash girls' fashion potential. Both types spelled certain death to girls' creativity and failed their young companions. Or had they? At least that's what Mattel's PR machine on documentaries like The Toys That Made Us on Netflix or The Toys That Made America on History Channel would have you believe. Mattel has presented Barbie as the savior little girls have been waiting for to save them from the drudgery of playing with baby dolls. Or rather, that's what Ruth Handler, the designer of Barbie, has long claimed, which has been churned out ad nauseum by her PR machine. So what's the ugly truth behind the beautiful lies Barbie's pretty face tells you? Let's find out. Contrary to Mattel's insistence, fashion dolls have been present throughout history in some kind of form. Cornhusk dolls, Pennywoods, and matryoshkas were some of the earliest designs, but the quintessential fashion doll, with its pretty features and fabulous clothes, is an entirely different beast. But before Barbie ever came on the scene, the first fashion dolls were bisque dolls, which made an appearance from 1860 to 1890. Made by French companies, they were designed to represent grown women and intended for children of wealthy families as toys. Also known as Pandoras, Poupées de Mode, or Queen Anne dolls because Queen Anne liked the dolls, they became the fashion of the landed gentry in those days. Entire shops in Paris were dedicated to selling only doll fashion items. Parasols, wigs, shoes, dresses, gloves. They have become very expensive collector items today because of their masterfully detailed clothing. But let's keep the focus on the 20th century. Raggedy Ann and McCall's paper dolls were the go-to imaginary friends. And who could resist the promise of countless clothes changes promised and provided by McCall's to its dedicated collectors? Bestie McCall was the 3D version of the paper doll, a fashion diva in a neat little package years before Barbie dawned on the horizon. Another company with a complete range of fashion dolls was the Ideal Toy Company. It soon felt the sharp edge of Mattel's talents as it threw shade at its dolls by launching an ad campaign depicting it as patriarchal. The dolls came with complete wardrobes, including lingerie. Other noticeables include Dollkin, who came with maneuverable joints for the first time to help with posing. So why did these titans of the toy world diffuse into thin air or melt into the shadows with Barbie's emergence? You gotta give the devil his due. Mattel showed immense business savvy by launching a spectacular marketing campaign. Multiple factors made its marketing highly effective, with the first one being the fact that it was in a close relationship with Disney, which got it primetime slots. The viewers had very limited channels to choose from and ultimately found themselves gravitating towards Disney, which worked out in Mattel's favor. And last but not least was the fact that Mattel's competition considered advertising a vulgar practice. But perhaps the last nail in the coffin was struck by Mattel itself, which launched a smear campaign against its rivals. Such brash and dirty tactics made millions in the long run, turning Barbie into America's darling almost overnight. Whatever the marketing ethics at work, the fact is that Barbie is a beautiful doll, turning the most cynical of us into fans. So Ruth deserves kudos for her creativity, right? Wrong. This is where the story of another doll titan, Lily, comes in. You see, Lily is the proverbial skeleton in Barbie's closet. She's the dirty laundry languishing in that closet with the skeleton, a source of hushed conversations in the corporate world of the toy industry. Lilith is the tragic tale buried in the handler's backyard, always pointing the finger at Ruth in her dreams. It all started when the handlers visited Switzerland and Ruth observed her daughter admiring a doll through a shop display window. It was Lily, known for her remarkable bosom, platinum blonde hair, and painted-on eyeshadow. Lily was popularly known as the Build. She was a West German line of fashion dolls launched by Griener and Hauser GmbH on August 12, 1955, and produced until 1964. Its design was based on the comic strip character Lily, created by Reinhard Buthian for the tabloid newspaper Bild. She represented a unique character far ahead of her times, a wonder of the world with an independent streak a mile wide. Besides Ruth's daughter Barbara Handler, she was popular among Germany's men as a character. On that fateful day, the handlers took brought 3 Lilies home with them, and a mere 3 years later, Barbie was born. It prompted Lilies makers, G&H, to launch a lawsuit against Mattel in 1961 for copyright infringement. The case got dismissed in 1964 with G&K getting zilch in compensation. The saga ended tragically with G&K losing Lily copyrights for $21,600, or about $200,000 in today's dollars. Still bitter to this day about the creativity theft they experienced, Ralph Hauser and his wife have railed against the unfairness of it all. Living in a tiny Bavarian village, the descendants of G&H rue the day the handlers asked for 3 mink-coated lilies and were so happily obliged. It was as if the tide had been turned by an unkind god against their Lily, just as she had been learning to spread her wings and fly. But it's the way Lily was treated after Barbie's birth that was so low down and dirty. A concentrated campaign was driven against Lily to tarnish her reputation and reinvent her as a trickster turning floozy. The negative PR left Lily's real identity dead and buried under Barbie's arrival. Furthermore, the Mattel conglomerate has for long pushed an image of Ruth Handler as the birth mother of the fashion-forward doll industry. But that tall claim does not bear scrutiny. History has several remarkable doll inventors who broke this market much before Ruth showed up. Madame Beatrice Alexander and Jenny Graves swept America off its feet long before her arrival. With no Lilies to challenge its legacy, how has Barbie fared since killing off her competition? There's trouble brewing in Barbie land, and it's got everything to do with numbers. Barbie has enjoyed unfettered devotion from her fans globally for decades, making her owners rich as Cretius with legendary reputations, however ill-gotten. It seems it's running out of luck and losing steam. Barbie's sales plummeted 20% from 2012 to 2014 and have continued their nosedive till the present. Innovative game changers like Lego Friends, a line of toys designed to teach girls to build, have boosted Lego above Mattel as the biggest toy company in the world. Hasbro won the Disney princess by cutting Mattel out of business. The next stake through Barbie's heart had been plunged by Elsa from Frozen, who has effectively dethroned Barbie as the most popular girls' toy. An estimated revenue loss to Mattel from Elsa and other Disney princesses is $500 million. Meanwhile, there's a mutiny unfolding in the American diaspora with curvaceous bodies like Kim Kardashian and Beyoncé taking iconic positions. Barbie has fallen out of favor with the millennials. Feminist leaders like Lena Dunham are gleefully bearing their un-Barbie-like figures on screen, fueling a movement that promotes body positivity. Barbie's sweet figure is no longer considered a healthy figure to aspire to. Empowerment is the rally cry of a new generation of mothers who favor more enabling toys for their daughters. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Barbie the movie is that measure used by Mattel to change perceptions surrounding Barbie. The movie presents Barbie as the symbol of women's power and sets her as a champion of women's rights. Furthermore, plummeting sales have prompted a shift in Mattel's strategy, forcing it to launch a reversal of its outlook in the real world as well. The Barbie is being launched with multiple body types in conformity with America's changing beauty standards. This time, it seems that a marketing strategy based on mixing fact with fiction and a maligning campaign will not save Barbie from facing the music. Only time will tell how well this multi-pronged attack works out. But what seems certain is that if Barbie sticks to its actual image, it will become the dinosaur of the toy world and share the same fate as the dinosaurs.